Yakov 22. Guaranteed starter as long as he is there. John, hi, y'all. Good to see Jeffrey here as well. Yes, like we talked about, Jackson Dart would leave USC most likely. Lewis says he's going to Georgia. Francisco, I don't believe I've ever seen your handle before. So, Francisco, we say, welcome to the Voice of College Football. Would love to know who you root for. You just answered that question. Fight on. And how long you've been watching us. I'm guessing that you are joining us from the USC channel. We just passed 1,000 subs. So thank you, everyone who contributed specifically to that. Thank you for that. Danny says USC all the way in. Danny, and I'm not going to do this 50 times tonight, I promise. Welcome to the Voice of College Football. Would love to know how long you've been watching as well. Exploring with Ben encourages everyone to hit the thumbs up. Jay Verderber says Caleb Williams looking for the highest bidder. That's where we are in college football right now. Shay Wen, damn, OU fans gonna have huge meltdown if he comes to SC. Yeah. OU fans not real happy with Lincoln Riley, not one of their favorites, and that's going to be exasperated by that decision. Yeah, top two quarterbacks both gone at Oklahoma. Man, their quarterback situation is wide open for a top quarterback who's having difficulty getting on the field somewhere else. So we'll have to think about that. Honey Badger, this NIL stuff is ruining college football. Roberto, this good or bad for college football? If we could limit the player movement, I think that it's good that student athletes have the opportunity to move. And just like a regular student has the opportunity to leave a school, go to another school. So this is where it becomes difficult, because what is good for, and it's not necessarily always good for them. The grass is always greener. So that's what we're looking at as well. These players are going to determine. It's similar to when we started to get early entries into the NFL draft, and players who had no business entering the NFL draft, and we started to see a backlash where there were dozens of players entering the NFL draft and being drafted in the 7th round or not being drafted. And then college football, in conjunction with the NFL, produced now draft scouting reports, a draft prospectus to these athletes to enlighten them on their draft status. I don't know if there's an answer like that here, but maybe there needs to be soon some statistics put together to give these athletes some education, number one, on the difficulty in transferring, because we see statistics. I think D-Rock Irish puts these statistics in the live chat from time to time about the number of players who transfer is pretty limited in regards to the ones that go into the transfer portal, then the ones who are able to find a landing spot. It's only like 29 or 30%, best that I can determine based on what I've seen. Now, Caleb Williams, different scenario. He can go wherever he wants, and any school in the country would take him immediately. Good or bad for college football? Yeah, it's a right of the individual, but it's bad for college football. It is bad for college football. People are more attached and loyal and have stronger allegiance to teams, programs. When I say people, I mean fans. We, the fans, have stronger allegiance to programs when we have an environment like we did 20 years ago, when players would always be Michigan State Spartans for a lifetime, Oklahoma Sooners for a lifetime, USC Trojans for a lifetime. Think about your favorite college football players of all time. Did they play at multiple schools? Most likely not, because it was difficult to transfer and they usually had to sit out unless there was a hardship. Now they get to do whatever they want. Should they have that right? They should. They should have that right. Now, I do believe that installing the rule that it is a one-time transfer rule and then you have to sit out a year after that is going to curb this. Yeah, Danny, Georgia's got 3 5-star quarterbacks. It is pretty ridiculous. Jordan says he's clearly testing the waters, not guaranteed that he's leaving. Absolutely. And again, I talked about that off the top, and that has to be considered. And let's not forget that there is no way for these athletes to test the waters otherwise. They have to enter the transfer portal.